Hello everyone and welcome back to another Thursday Voxedit with me, Panda Pops, here to bring you the voxel goodness. I see you, Trails, and Mr. Crypto Beard. What a great name. Love it. Anyway, Tuesday, we were doing this table. We did so much talking and not enough creating on Tuesday. So hopefully we could, but although I was answering a ton of important questions, so it's give and take. It was a lot more of an informative about Sandbox and Voxedit on Tuesday, more than the creating side of stuff. But yeah, I need to get my list. No, that's not my list. That's my list of things you guys want me to make videos on. This is my list. So I think I said I wasn't going to continue doing this one on stream, so I don't know what I'm making today. What should I make today? I do need to do the chairs. Good morning. Is it morning for you? It's evening for me. It is. Yeah, it's evening. I just had dinner. Of course it's evening. There's me being all confused. Are you guys all excited for the new year and everything? Ogre King's almost finished, so I'm not gonna do that. Ooh, various small plants. I could probably do that. Need to do the goblin chairs though. Happy New Year. It's not it. Wait, no. Where is it? Is it 2022 yet? No, because today's New Year's Eve. Man, it's New Year's Eve for at least a few people. Ever do any game maker? Yeah, so it used to be when I introduced the Tuesday streams, it was meant to be every other Tuesday we'd go into the game maker. However, after a few weeks, it sort of built up for what I was doing in the game maker, which was meant to just be showing a few basics and learning it myself as well, because I need to learn it a little bit more, so it's like learning together. Realized that a lot of people in the chat wanted a fully fledged game, which we were attempting to make, and I didn't have enough assets for the game that we were trying to make. So I cut out doing the game maker for a lot of Tuesdays. We are just going back into doing game maker every other Tuesday. So this Tuesday? No, last Tuesday, we went into the game maker for a little bit near the end, sort of for like the last half hour or so. Didn't do too much. It was more about showing off my game and then styling some of the rooms and getting an idea of what we gotta make. So yeah, I will be going back into the game maker, but it's going to be very basic game maker stuff. If you want somebody fully doing game maker, obviously there is Andy Ritchie, very, very good at the game maker. Bastian, what's up? Nothing much, just I say that, but I've got, so most of you know I was really ill with food poisoning on Christmas Day, and then it led into me still being ill on my birthday the next day, and then after that it's been more like my throat has been hurting because of all the, you know, damage done from being ill. But also, so I looked it up and it is a fairly common thing. Plus my dentist was never really bothered about it when I pointed it out. But like right on the back on my lowers, from where a wisdom tooth was partially erupted, it caused one, like the very back of my gum to sort of be, I want to say like loose, but like, so there's like just a little bit of like a little flap type situation. And I reckon from all the being illness, that has irritated it and inflamed it. So now I have like this awful pain on the side. It's slowly starting to go, and luckily I've got one of these really cool water picks, so I know that there's like nothing, like it's not like there's leftover residue dust, because it's fully been, my mouth has been fully washed out numerous times, salt water rinses, stuff like that. So I'm on like a ton of ibuprofen, like strong ibuprofen stuff, try and keep the pain away. And I just redid my dose like half an hour before the stream, so I'm hoping that's going to be kicking in. I missed due to holidays. Looking forward to the next one. Ah, a New Year giveaway. I hadn't. I don't know if I've, just because I've got so many that still need to be given out, that any that win now will most likely not get sent out until February, because I've still got all of December's giveaways to hand out, which are going to happen in January. And so yeah, that's gonna be like a lot, and I've got to put those costs up front to do the gas for that, so I've got to think about that, which is why I'm only doing like so many every month. Nice, glad you're glad you asked about my pain. Oh, but yeah, let's just finish this off. We can finish this off. So we're gonna have like a few animations. So I've done almost empty, so I've got to do these. So we got full, and then idle, where, you know, the plates haven't got anything in them. On ibuprofen, we don't have anything like, because ibuprofen's good for sort of like dental pain. Things like paracetamol and codeine are good for like general pain, like head pains and pains around your body, but not as good for inflammation. Ibuprofen's good for inflammation. So I can't really go get anything stronger. That's like the strongest thing I'm pretty sure I can legally go and get from the supermarket. Oh, like, come on. I was gonna say, I was like, what's wrong with ibuprofen? Why, I can't go grab a whole bunch of stuff. Right, so all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn all these laid down. Oh, hello. I mean, it's like a dual pane, but just because yesterday I ended up getting, because I was on the computer a lot as well, and I tried to take like a lot of regular breaks. Most of the time it doesn't matter. But because of like the pain there, and just like the lack of sleep because of the pain, it's then meant that like I've been getting like pain headaches. That was almost a full-on migraine last night, which was not fun. So even though it's just a dual pain right now, I didn't want to risk it being worse. Right, hopefully. Right, that is hidden. Nice. Right, go back there. -8. That in the right place. Kinda looks like that's in the right place. I can't see it. Okay, they can all go to -8. Oh. And go up. Beautiful. Yeah, I can't see them poking out anywhere. So I'm really happy with that. So yeah, last night was not fun. I'd done like a bunch of stuff on the computer, and I was like, okay, I've got to come off, and it blazed into my head. I was just like, all lights off. I had like an ice pack to my face, an eye mask, had like earmuffs on to like block out any sort of noise. Not that it helped that much, but kind of it helped enough. Let's put it that way. It helped enough. Okay, this is the one where we've got to make sure this does hide. No, come on. No, right, what way was it? Because we tested this. We friggin' tested, right, there we go. It just needs to be, oh no, one more. Right, can I just do half? Yes, right, that's hidden. Now we have an empty table. I love this. Right, tell me if this is the sort of it. Oh wait, it's still, I can still kind of see it. Where's, oh no, I've lost it. Yeah, it's that one. Like, so when I'm building like environments in games and worlds, whatever, no matter what it is, I like to be able to have options, much like, you know, in The Sims, where you have like one table, but that table comes in a whole bunch of different colors. Now, I can't really do a whole bunch of different colors for the table, but what I can do is a whole different set of like animations. So I can have it empty, I can have it full, I can have it sort of set on normal. Learned a lot from my live sessions. Thanks for hosting them. No problem. I enjoy doing them. So that's kind of what I want to bring to a lot of the assets that I create. I want to be able to bring sort of that diversity in what you can actually show or use in a game. So you could have like this table somewhere and then you could have that one somewhere else and people won't notice too much that it's like the exact same table. There's, you know, diversity. But anyway, what else should we do? So we got an empty, got a full, we sort of got, this was the staged one. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep it just on idle. Idle 01. We could maybe do like messy. So if I go to this, no, I'm gonna go to this one. Yeah, and we're gonna do new, and we're gonna call this messy 01. Then what I want to do is grab the bowl node, and I'm going to just move most of them into the table, but I'm gonna grab a couple. So I'm gonna grab that one, that one, that one, that one, and then we're gonna go to these. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. And so I'll go up there, move this one over to here, one there, and actually you there and that one. Lovely. Okay. And then what we can do to make it look a little bit messy is we're just gonna flip these and have it like be a messy table. Actually, we'll have that bowl how it is. We'll have this one flipped side down. Say where it is. These two can sort of be stacked. On tilting. I like this idea. Just realize I need this for your build. You need it for your build? It'll cost you. I don't know. This to me, so a lot of people have asked like how do you go about like choosing the catalysts or the gems and stuff? So currently right now it kind of gets chosen for us by the team above us that that's their job, is to assign the gems and catalysts. But generally speaking, like things like common items are what you can expect to find in multiple games, where you can look at it and go, oh yes, you can see this being here. So the weapon crate that I do as a giveaway, I chose for that to be common because I feel like that is something that would actually be in a lot of games. That's, you know, like Crash Bandicoot with the normal crates that, you know, are just there and you smash them. And then, like, you get, like, the lives. There's not many of the lives crates in Crash Bandicoot. So, you know, unless you're on the bonus round. Or not as many of the... Oh, no, what's his name? The Abu Abu masks. His name is Abu Abu, right? Sure. But so that is generally how you go about it. So this I feel would either be common or uncommon, depending on how many animations I do for it. Can we select all the keyframes at once if we want to copy the animator, or do I need to shift plus select each keyframe? So, no, you can press control and left button click and just scroll. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. You see how they're all turning green as I'm selecting them? So this isn't a good example, but let me go grab something with some action. Okay, this one has animation, so move. This one has move. See down here, we've got all of that. You can actually just select everything. Oh no, he's not been. Oh, this would break. This animation wouldn't work properly. Oh, glad I fixed that. Right, that's all done. Good job you reminded me. I'm gonna double check all this now. Yep. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll have to export that to my game. But if you're trying to pretty much make a similar animation, let's say I do an animation with this table, like an actual animation, everything I'm doing here is just static, just because when you do, even with this is gonna put a collision box, but it's not gonna look right. I just want statics for this. But whenever you make an animation, it's gonna put a collision box around the entire asset. So yeah, it can be much easier. But yeah, especially for those single keyframes, holding control and selecting everything. Am I creating for the sandbox? So the things that I do in these streams are for my personal project. Unless the sandbox have a within the creator fund, unless there is a free month or a theme that is shown to the public, much like during the summer jam. The themes were open to everybody because they had contests that the general public could take part in. So I could, if I wanted to, show you guys things that I'm creating for the sandbox as an official artist. However, unfortunately, until it's uploaded on the marketplace, I cannot show what I have created for the sandbox officially. How do you know how to make your assets to scale? Okay, really good question. For me, it's I've done it long enough that I have a general idea of size, plus I've made enough of these that I actually reuse and just recolor. So these bowls have been used before, the mugs, that mug has been used before, these are new mugs, but I know the general scale. So a really good way to get an idea on scale is basically just looking at the human templates, the medium humans or the avatar templates, and getting an idea for that. So for the tables generally, have I got a better table? Okay, this one. This table is 36 high. So this is a little bit higher than what you'd want to make like your dining room table or something. The only reason this is higher is because, you know, it's meant to be a torture table, so it would be taller. But yeah, I would say generally for a table, you want it to be about a between 30 and maybe 34 height, give or take a little bit. Which is roughly the hip height of an avatar. So avatars are 2 meters tall. 1 meter in the sandbox is 32 voxels. So an avatar is 64 voxels. I mean, I don't think there's a whitelist for the creator fund. but I wish you luck if you've applied, for sure. Right, and then we're going to messy this up, so I'm just gonna move this, give it a rotate, actually. Have it that way. So a lot of it comes from practice, but definitely using the avatars as a base to get an idea of size is a very, very good idea. And it's the one that I suggest the most. I think just generally have plate just thrown about. Yep, that looks good. Give it a little bit. Oh, hello. Give it a bit more of a rotate. Don't want the height to be too high. Like I said, it's going to put a collision box around the entire thing. So I've got to be careful about the heights that I'm setting things at. Probably get away with just putting that down. But bad. Animate the fingers in order to make some hand sign animations. I mean, the avatars don't really have fingers, but yes. The problem is if you want to make fingers, then it's going to be very, very out of proportion. Or it would be a giant. Like, you would just generally have a giant avatar there doing it. Like, I think if you saw in the alpha, the Snoop Dogg, in fact, most of the statues, like the Snoop Dogg statues, there was a couple of other very large statues where they had kind of like hands, like actual hands. So that would generally roughly be the size that you'd be looking at. I'm having such a hard time with the camera moving around your so what do you mean you're having a hard time? So you can't move it, or it's moving like it's like overly sensitive with its movements? But otherwise, yeah, the avatars don't really have hands. How the devil am I? Ill. How the devil are you? I mean, it not... Yeah. Ah, thanks, Sexy Player 1. That's sweet of you to say. But how are you? And I'm not as ill as I was, which is good. That was horrible. Oh no, cold. I don't want to say it is a cold because I don't think it is. Like, there's a little bit of a cold going on, but no, I'm just kind of recovering from food poisoning. Which, going off of my last stream, apparently some people in the... I'm I don't know which community, but they were like they were saying in their community, like people were saying like I was dying. I was like, I no. I mean, I'm not healthy, but I'm definitely alive enough. Plus, like, if I was dying on, you know, my birthday, I definitely, as much as I love streaming, definitely wouldn't be streaming. What? Can right click and mouse move around. How are you moving side to side and up and down? Oh, I'm using the middle wheel button. So the little wheel. That's how I'm like scrolling in and out, going up and down. The surround and round is the right mouse. And then I'm using the wheel to do everything else. So with the food poisoning, we assume it's from the parmesan, so like the dried, grated. Wait, no, actually, play one. I know you're like, yeah, you're from the UK, so you know when you have spag bowl and you usually have what we call smelly cheese, but it's like just dried parmesan in like a little tub, and you dust it on, and that's your smelly cheese because parmesan's super smelly. Anyway, I really wanted some, and I was like, do you have any? And they brought it out. I was like, great. I fully doused my dinner in that. Covered it. Absolutely covered it. And while I was sprinkling it on, I was like, oh, this smells a bit weird, but sure, whatever. I was about halfway through eating it, and I was thinking, it tastes weird too. And my partner then was like, he took a look at it, and he was like, yeah, this is 10, it was either 10 or 12 years out of date. Like, out of date, not like, you know, that stuff can like sit on the shelves in Sainsbury's for like 2 years without going out of date. This stuff was like out of date. And yeah, and I was halfway through eating, mind you, so I could have stopped. I didn't. I carried on eating. It tasted weird, and I knew it tasted weird. I'd covered that dinner in it. Which we're discussing about my testament. What do you mean, my testament? You say you wanted to make a house or a shed or a tent. Do you make that in the Vox editor? Yeah. I mean, sometimes making a house could be, if you want to make like a very big house, like on the Sandbox's what was it? Vista Springs, I want to say it was. I can't, no, Villa something. One of the games that you could, experiences I should say, one of the experiences you could go was like a big house. And it's on one of my videos. I think it's day 3. I think it's day 3 of Sandbox. Let me quickly check for you. But I know which one it is because it's the one with the picture of the duck. Okay, I didn't give it a day. It's just the Sandbox game alpha, more gameplay, more NFTs, and then sand. I'll link it. But if you want to make a house that looks like that, then, and I think I played like 2 games in that video, but I could be wrong, so try and skip to where it is. But then you just make it in the game maker and make it like you would make a Minecraft house. But yes, you can make buildings in here. You can also make houses. You just can't do animation with it. No, I didn't go out. We were at my partner's parents'. They're awful for having so much stuff out of date. One time we found like frozen ready meals, like 8 years out of date. It's not unusual for us to find things out of date in their cupboards. What dimensions would you use for a house? Okay, right. So if you're wanting to build, let me give you an example. I love doing this. And I will do a whole video on building a house, a better house. Hey, this one, for example. This beautiful house. So I believe for a standard house, you don't want it any longer than 8. Let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then, yeah, 7. So I think ideally no more than 8. I think I was pushing the boundaries with this. Oh, wait, yeah, because I've got the fence. Wait, I've got the fence. I've got to include the fence. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. So no more than 8. Ideally, no more than 8. And I think it's the same for across. No more than 8 across. But you can't do a full 8. That's 224. What is that? 2, 7. Okay, so that's 7 across. Personally, I would stick to maybe a 6x6 size or a 5x6 or a 6x5, 6x4. Height-wise, if you're doing like your own door like this, so this is basically just a shell. There's no innards in this. This is just a shell where you would have it placed in a world, and you could have some form of teleportation system to make it look like you've entered the house. But if you want, so with that, generally you want the door height to be about between 80 to 90. If you are trying to make it so you can enter through it, you want 3 meters high. 3 meters high is the height. Okay, so 32 times 3, 96. So you need it at least 96 voxels. So really the height wants to be roughly 4 meters high. So, yeah, this house is a single asset. It's actually, so it's not minted because, like I've told so many people, on the creator fund, only a very, very small portion, very small, gets selected to be minted and sold. Let me find it for you guys. Otherwise, like, we'll have to do it ourselves. But let me link it. So this is like just generally in their market. Because, you know, so you can add that to your game and play about. But however, if I do decide to mint it, which I damn well will, then yeah, you'll have to own it to be able to have it in your games. How's my tummy now? Okay, so the whole like the food poisoning part is all gone. I've just got like a really sore throat. I've been getting headaches on and off, but that's due to the pain in the back of my mouth. Hey, thanks, dog boy. Yeah, it was my birthday on Boxing Day. I'm a Boxing Day baby, and for anybody who doesn't know what Boxing Day is, it is the day after Christmas. But which software is this? Okay, so I am using Voxedit, software provided by the Sandbox for the Sandbox game, and I will also I'll link that as well. I'll just link everything. I'll link it all. So you can download the Game Maker, which is where you go to create your games. These are completely free as well. And you can download the Voxedit. So this will take you to the Game Maker. Just click the little tab that says Game Maker, click the little tab to do Voxedit if you want Voxedit, and download. For the Game Maker, currently it's not available for Mac. I think Voxedit might be, but please don't quote me on it. I think it is. But yeah, let's get this table done. But yeah, I really enjoy making buildings, but they are probably one of the most time-consuming things to create. I am not joking. They are incredibly time-consuming. Not easy at all. Right, I think that looks sufficiently messy. Maybe this mug could be tipped over too. That. Have you purchased any assets myself? Yes, I have purchased a few assets for sure. There were a few that I wanted that I missed out on, so I was really gutted about that. However, it did allow me to have enough sand to then purchase some land, and I was lucky enough to grab a piece of land in the last land sale. So there's a little bit, you know, give and take. Which one? So I have Andy Rich's bunk beds. I then got the little ghost that's been moved to somewhere else. The turtle treasure chest. I got a lot of the smaller ones, really. It's a good time to be building assets for the Sandbox game. I mean, it isn't not a good time. Just bear in mind, obviously, unless you're a creator within the Creator Fund, you aren't able to upload those currently. But you can upload them to your inventory and use them to create your own games. So there is that. It is also really important to note that on the Creator Fund, you do not get to just make whatever you want and upload and sell, okay? There are, and I am making a video on this. The video is almost ready to be made. It's, well, I say it's one of the few that I've scripted. I actually don't really need script it. I repeat this exact thing every single time, but I just want to make sure that I've got everything covered when I talk about the Creator Fund, because I also want to go into, you know, stuff like portfolios and stuff like that. How much land do I have? Not too sure how much I have. I have a fair few pieces, and I'm going to create games with them. And I'm not a land queen. Not a land queen. I have land. I'm definitely not a land queen. I mean, it's really hard to get land in those land sales. I was lucky. The last one I was clicking didn't get anything, and I just very lucky that I was sat there waiting, and as soon as I saw one get unbooked, I clicked it and I got it. Super, super lucky that that happened. And yeah, I was very, very grateful. So I did manage to get one, but they sell out within like a blink. You blink and they're gone. You just have to hope the one you're clicking on isn't one someone else is also ready to buy. What was I saying? Totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so with the Creator Fund, you have to create assets based on a certain theme every month. There's about 10 that you have to do a month. You get paid for these. There is a palette sandbox ask you to use. You also have to do it within a sandbox style. There is a whole process. They have to go through approvals and all of that. Then you get to, once all approved, you can upload them. You get paid for them. And then in terms of assets that go up for sale, every now and again, there is a small group of assets selected where then they can be minted and uploaded, and then they can be sold from there. However, it is a very, very small selection of assets out of the vast majority. So currently, people on the Creator Fund can't just go, okay, I'm making XYZ and I'm going to upload this and sell it. There's a whole process involved. Yeah. $500 from Creator Fund would be much. That right. I don't know where this max of $500 has come from, because I went through all of the info I got given when I joined, and there was nothing to say there's a maximum amount you can earn. I've also spoken to 2 other people in my group who also have not heard of there being a max amount that you can earn. Now, I do know in terms of the rewards, they're in your groups. There's numerous groups in your groups. If you get 100% complete, so if everybody in your team does 10 assets, it's all like everything's all approved, then there is a bonus that you get, and I believe that is capped at a certain price. You bought a 1x1 the other day? Oh wow. On OpenSea, or did you manage to get it in the land sale? Okay, I'm pretty happy with this being the messy table. Right, can we think of a different animation right now? Or static? Maybe instead of the bowls, we just have the food ready. We go to this and we'll just do new, and we'll do food 01, and we'll grab hold of the bowl node, pull those down. On OpenSea FOMO, I mean, I wouldn't even say it's FOMO, because I can see land just like sky. Once it's all sold, it's sold. I don't see Sandbox being like, oh, okay, we'll open up more mappage. I don't see that being a thing. So once it's gone, it's gone. Like, sometimes you just gotta grab it if you see a good price. Okay, right, so that's like the food is ready on the table. And just to give it a little bit of a difference to the others, gotta turn that. Yeah, the plate to just kind of turn a little bit. This out one. Okay. How much one can per month? I mean, I don't know. I don't earn $500 a month from the assets I create, just because I have lots of other things that I have to do, much like the streams. Well, I did used to have to attend actual work. Now I don't, but there's, you know, YouTube videos that I make as well, edit YouTube videos, do all the thumbnails for that, actually enjoy my life at the same time. So yeah, I don't push as much as I probably could. But it depends on, there's loads of different criteria. Like, it depends on how good the assets you're making are. If you're making like spectacular, like wow worthy assets, you could probably earn a fair amount of money on it. Plus also there's the, obviously you still own that, so if you get selected for it to go up on sale, you can obviously earn from that being up on sale. Otherwise, then you wait until public minting is available, and then you just upload it and you make money that way as well. Right, what did I miss? We bought any other places to buy land? No, just OpenSea. Just OpenSea. OpenSea or in the land sales. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta get that land. It's gonna be huge. Land is gonna be huge. It's quite funny, like, because I've seen loads of people be like, oh, why would people pay so much money to do this, that, and the other on a game that looks like that? I was like, do you have any idea how much money people spend on things like Minecraft and Roblox? That is very similar style to this. You cannot tell me like, oh, it's not, like, they spend money and like, oh yeah, but it's a game. I was like, yes, and they own none of it. Whereas you have ownership over this. Would I buy a CryptoPunk version of myself? Maybe. Depends on the price, I guess. Yeah, the ownership is key. Ownership is key. So you got your land from the Sandbox. Was it cheaper than buying it from OpenSea? So yeah, I've been fortunate that so a lot of my land came before Sandbox was fairly big. The land sales still went pretty quickly, and it was a lot of touch and go whether you would get your like be able to get land or not, because they would still sell out. But yeah, I'm quite lucky that a lot of the land I've purchased has come from the land sales from Sandbox themselves. So yeah, I've not purchased off OpenSea. I've sold on OpenSea. Touch and feel, and that yeah, but like that's the same for Roblox. Like, people don't, like, I mean, some people question that, but they don't question it as much as they seem to be questioning this. And I feel like it's because it's blockchain and people don't understand it, and they're getting like all these weird ideas over it. And it's like, yeah, but you don't question why your friend's kid is spending like getting 20 quid a week and spending it, or 20 quid a month and spending it on Roblox, buying Robux. That's just gone. Poof. They own none of that. None of it. Whereas you own this stuff. No, I'm not saying you don't understand it. I'm just saying, like that's why people get confused. I'm not saying you're confused. I'm just saying, like, I understand people like, oh, you can't physically touch it, but you understand that people do spend money that is digital items. But like before blockchain, like people bought digital items before blockchain, before all of this. Do you have interest in other crypto games beside Axie and Sandbox? So yeah, a huge one that I used to be really, really into, and it's on the back burner now, was CSC, Crypto Space Commanders, which was a space game. I really, really loved that. I've gone off of it a little bit because Animico Brands bought out Lucid Site, and they've done nothing with it. There's been no updates. We've not really heard that much. I think they did like a small, tiny little bug fix, but otherwise they've not done anything to it. Whereas before, when Lucid Site owned it, there was a lot of updates. There was a lot of events that happened, and it was very, very exciting. Whereas right now, it's still on the quieter side. But I like War Riders, which unfortunately, the way it's gone, you do kind of need to be in a guild now to sort of get the enjoyment out of it. But I still like it. Star Atlas, Miranda's. I like a lot of the stuff that Gala are doing for sure. Hodl God, I think, is one of the best games I've seen on the on the wax. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, my brain. But yeah, I mean, like, is it? I am Vazu. I am Vazu. Yeah, I mean, I fully understand, like, the idea about wanting physical products and touch, like, having something physical there. But obviously, you know, people do own things. Like, you know, I've spent money on Riot points for League of Legends buying skins. Technically, it's against, like, companies like that and Fortnite and things like that to sell your accounts. Let's say I no longer want my account anymore and I try to sell that account. It's against their policy for me to do that. I can actually get, like, banned or IP banned or whatever from ever playing again because if I sold my account. Whereas on the blockchain, you can do that. So it's about ownership. So the idea of spending money and stuff like that, people already do it on digital items anyway. There's a, like, you know, companies make a ton of money from it. But yeah, it is about, like, oh, we'll see how it goes, we'll see what happens. But I think even just having eyes in the space and, you know, maybe hold, if you're not too sure, like, you want to buy land, because that is a big investment, or, you know, you're not too sure what assets to purchase, maybe just purchase a little bit of sand, whatever your risk tolerance is. I definitely don't give out financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Assess your own risk tolerance. But if you like a certain company because you think the company and the game's going to do well, you could buy that game's token, like Sand token for Sandbox, Gala for Gala Games, AXS for Axie Infinity if you like that, LIV for Illuvium. Yeah, Illuvium's another one I've got eyes on. I think that'll be pretty good. Oh yes, yeah, so as much as I wish I still liked EA, I think the only reason I like EA is for The Sims, and even then, it's like nostalgia that I liked The Sims, and like the fact that I've been in it for 23 years, 22 years. How long's The Sims been going on? 21. Oh no, I'm old. I've been playing The Sims since it first came out. I was like, how old was I? Oh my gosh. It might need to buy more Gala now. I mean, I do like it. Have you ever played RuneScape? Oh, this kind of sounds like RuneScape to me. So I don't think you would class Sandbox as RuneScape. I think Miranda's is more Miranda's on Gala is more RuneScape-esque. That's the feels I get. And this is really funny. I'm gonna say this. So I got into RuneScape much later than when it first came out. So when I went to go play it, I wasn't that keen on it. And I wasn't keen on it because I wasn't keen on the graphics. So I never really gave it a chance. Obviously, I've grown as a gamer. I'm less of a visual gamer snob, which is really funny because I love playing games like Theme Hospital, which definitely doesn't have high quality graphics, and I'd sit there for hours playing Theme Hospital. I'm like, no, RuneScape, blah. But then when you look at things like Miranda's, they're obviously, that's a low poly game and it's visually very pretty, but it is still quality graphics wise. It's low poly, so it's not, you know, as high AAA game detailedness. So yeah, it's funny that I didn't like RuneScape because of that reason, but I never gave it a chance. But yeah, decades. Yeah, decades. I'm old. Open a Minecraft Lego set and tell me, hey, he loves Minecraft. I told my family he could make money and it still didn't land. I mean, my family are understanding a little bit more, but they still not quite there. Like, my stepdad's a little bit more there. My mum, not so much. She's just like, do what you're doing. I don't, like, she just, like, zones out. I'm like, okay. It's more like some of, like, I've got just a couple of friends that understands, and one where it's just like, yeah, magic internet money. It's not, well, no, we'll call it magic internet money, but then like say stuff like, but it's not real money though. And it's like, yeah, but you don't attest to how much my house is worth. If I said, oh, you know, when I sell my house, this is how much I'll have. So technically in assets, this is like, this is the worth of my house minus, you know, the loan that I've got on it, the mortgage minus the mortgage. So this is how much my asset is worth. This asset is worth the roof over my head. You wouldn't argue with me over that. So like the fact that I get argued with over, but it's not real though, until it's like cash in my pocket. I need to get like, don't. Table is looking good. No problem, Sparky Snikel. How are you? Don't you think the graphics from RuneScape are better though? Maybe now, but I'm trying to think back to like the time that I looked at it. I mean, yeah, it could be, but I'm not gonna get involved in RuneScape. It doesn't pay me. I look like 25. I've had so many people say I look like between 24 and 26, and I'm very happy with that. So thank you, you lovely people. Right, so I think this is enough. I'm still gonna put some, in fact, while the table's naked, let's put some details on it. So I want this to just be very, very standard. We don't really need to do high detail on this. Now I realize that I mean, I think there is more detail even in, oh, maybe, than in Sandbox. Okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Now, I get that these items that I'm gonna show you are going to be, like, hella huge. But let me... They're gonna be very large items. Come on, where are you? Oh gosh, too many things have been minted between when they were and now. Open that up so I can shill myself a little bit. That's right, I'm gonna shill myself. If I don't do it, nobody will. Oh, I forgot all of this stuff got uploaded too. Okay, right, here we go. Right, now tell me that you think that this isn't high quality, better than old RuneScape. Will Andy open stream today or not? I have no idea. I mean, do you have his Discord? You could pop in his Discord and ask there. Like, this is obviously huge. Like, I know this is huge because of the level of detail on this. Like, until you, like, scroll right in, you can't even see that that's, like, 1 block depth right there. But, like, that detail, though. Like, I'm not surprised it costs, like, so much sand. But this is for the Primordial Game Studio. Like they've got all this on here. Look at this. Look at it. It's so beautiful. I love it. This is gorgeous. It looks really. I'm just. I guess I'm just having a hard time with the block shape. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it is very blocky. Yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah. Yeah. But now it is woo Panda shilling herself time. Whoop whoop. So this is my blue-haired girl. She is minted. She costs, well, I minted. I get 35 sands. That's what I listed her as. And oops, I can't remember how much exactly because you list a price and then Sandbox add their fee on top of that. I think if I just put, there we go, 36.75. So I get 35 and Sandbox gets 1.75. So if you guys want to go grab her, feel free to. I would appreciate it. Bought you the 1x1 from Sandbox earning. Also, wow. Didn't buy him land. He paid, whoa, on his own. Now on the ordered him a rig. That is amazing. His grandma didn't buy. Wait, his grandma didn't buy him land, or his grandma did? So much money. I've just ordered a new PC. I've just ordered a new PC. That which is gonna cost so much money. As soon as Game Maker, great game, yeah, wait, yeah. As soon as Game Maker launches on Mac, I will buy it and place it as one NPC on my land. Okay, fair enough. I mean, you could buy it in the meantime in case sand increases in. And then it'll feel too hard to buy it if sand is too much. No, I'm joking. Spend your money on what you want. No pressure. You know, just the fact that, you know, this is my job now. I got my P45 from work. So like, bye. Like, oh yeah, I quit, didn't I? I did that fun thing. I want to see how this looks. Okay, yeah, I want it to be fairly simple. P45, yeah, my P45. That it is P45 when you leave a job, right? Oh, okay, his grandma wouldn't buy, and they can't make. Okay, okay, I get it. I get it. You know what though? I kick myself for not grabbing some land when it was much cheaper. Like there were times that I could have got like a ton more land, and yeah, there's. No, but sometimes it is what it is. Yeah, that looks fine. And then food, yeah, idle, and then messy. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. You guys are gonna have to tell me what you think. Is there any more that you want to see? 3 a.m. now. Charlie. Hope I said your name right. Have a good sleep. Get plenty of rest and have a productive day tomorrow. Can people send land to other people? I mean, like, yeah, I can gift you land if I want to gift you land. Yeah, it's just you would send it through like it'll yeah. Like how I give people do the giveaways. I can send assets, all sorts. First 100 sound was from Blaze Games, Voxel Blaze. Ah, that's awesome. No, you can gift it. It's an NFT. You can gift it. Still an NFT. You don't need to sell it. If that was the case, moving all my stuff over to a hardware would have meant I would have had to have sold it. But in terms of like tax purposes, I'm not too sure how it would work. Whether you would need to class it as a capital gain or yeah, you would probably have to pay the capital gain on gifting it, selling it, basically. At the floor price, I'm not too sure. Do you know the Sandbox staff in person? I know many of them. Like, well, I've not met them I've met like 2 of them in person, but I do know the Sandbox staff personally, some of them, not all of them. Right, do we have any other ideas? What do you guys want to see? So we've got empty. We have like just the food neatly arranged. We then have full bowls. Then just idle, which is just the standard. And then messy, everything thrown over the place. So let me know if there's any others that you want to see. But might as well just copy and paste these until I see that you guys are telling me what you want, what you really, really want. Oh, fact checker, what about breast milk? It's fairly sweet. What? One shot, just the cups. Oh, you just want the cups on the table. We can do that. We'll go off of this. Yeah, this one. I could just sushi underneath. Yeah, yeah. Breast milk and fried chicken. Don't think that would go together. Weirdly enough, I don't think that is something that's going to taste very good, personally. I think you might struggle finding people to agree with you on that one. I just bought a blue haired girl but can't find it on. Oh, so it may take a few minutes to come through. You did buy it off of the site, right? Because if you, oh yeah, because nobody else has bought one. Hey, look, my sun's gone up. You did buy it. I can even check for you. Look, I can check. It will appear in your. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. Right, so it's not updated quite yet. There's 189 of 190 for sale. So 200 were minted, 10 were a private sale. and then I put the other 190 up, so there's 189, so you're the first person to buy one out of these going up. So it's just not updated yet, because it's still saying only 2 owners. You might need to wait like 5 to 10 minutes, but it will appear. And it's gone through on there. So you'll either be able to see it on your Sandbox account when you go to inventory, go to entities, and you can choose. You could just choose to sell, because it'll appear in that section, like the ones that you own that are for sale. Or you can put published assets, which will show all published assets that you have. But yeah, so, or you can be logged into your MetaMask, go onto OpenSea, the MetaMask that's connected to your Sandbox account, and it'll show there. So don't worry, it will be there. It'll just take a few minutes. It's good. I doubt very much that you have tried breast milk and fried chicken. Although, I suppose I'll have to take your word for it being good, because there's no way I am trying that combination. Yeah, there you go. It does just take a little while to appear on the Sandbox sometimes. Oh no! Oh, what did I do? No! Right, new cups 01. And then let's go back to idle. And just select all of these. There we go, copy and paste. Now stop shilling me NFTs, you're losing money. Fine. Fine, I'll stop shilling. It creates leg armor and it uploads as body parts. Armor and equipment to the marketplace for Game Jam. So you need to be using, are you using the template? You need to be using the leg piece, the leg armor. Ugh. But can't see it in the Game Maker. Okay, so it needs to upload as equipment. That I don't think it uploads as body part. I'm gonna test this for you. Give me a second. Complete leg plates. Save. Right. And don't want do this one. Okay, and file, export to marketplace, export. Assets. Summary, equipment. So yeah, it needs to come up as type equipment. And then you also need to make sure, so because I need to delete this, I can show you. When you click it in your inventory, you also need to make sure you're pressing the little plus button until it shows as a tick. I'm just going to delete this. But yeah, so if you want to add things in, you need to press the little plus button right there for it to appear in the game maker. Fact checker. What am I doing? So what I'm doing is using a software called Voxedit to create voxel assets to be used within my game I'm creating within the Sandbox game maker for the Sandbox game, which is a blockchain metaverse. NFTs, assets, blockchain, crypto. They're all the keywords you need to know. So what I'm doing right now is, because there's a bunch of these static animations, I need to do one keyframe for every animation there is, regardless of whether it's moving or not. Now, if I was only going to have idle, if the only thing I was doing was this, and I'd got it all set up, and that was the only static animation there was, then I wouldn't need to do the keyframes. You can just leave it blank and it'll be fine. But but when you add any more animations into it, that's when you need to do the copy and pasting of the single keyframe. Question, answer. Sorry. How to create circles in Voxedit. It is super, super hard. I mean, you either need to create something like super large to give it the effect that it's a circle, or you need to use lots of straight lines to create kind of curves. Show you what I mean in a moment. Because I did a bike. Right, there we go. So now we've got all of that. Okay. Oh. And save. So we've done that. That's finished. Laugh too hard at your circle comment. What, when I said answer? Right, so to make it look like a circle. I mean, this is fairly small, but that's probably the closest to making a kind of circle. It's circles, but no so big as objects. What? So what I did here was I did little rectangles to make a plus, and then I duplicated it and rotated the other one in there. See how that's still a plus right there? The other one in between, and then just try to get it to line up the best I can. Can you get on that bike? No, it's a decoration. There isn't a way to ride bikes yet. It's just decoration. Use circle generator from Minecraft. There we go. Just Wolf knows. Any extra benefits to having two pieces of connected land like on Axie? So yeah, I didn't know there was benefits to having two connected lands on Axie, but the benefit for Sandbox is where if you want to create your own game, then you can create a game on a 1x2 bit of land. So you can't do like L-shaped lands and stuff like that. However, they are making it possible that, you know, you can make a teleportation system that would actually take you from one land to another land to make it sort of like the same game experience, but moving lands. But this would just mean you could do like a whole experience in one area, which is why a lot of people try and buy other people's lands to create a bigger space. So you might find someone might be able to grab. I've got a couple of 1x2s. So if I wanted to make a 2x2 game, I would then need to find the people that own the 2 next to my 2 and try and purchase those off of them. Ever get in this metaverse? Maybe. Oh, and how much is a 32x32 in game dimensions? A 1x1 bit of land. I'm gonna go by a 1x1 bit of land because 32x32 is huge. 1x1 is 96 meters by 96, so that's length, like length and depth, and then height is 128 meters. 1 meter is 32 voxels. An avatar is 2 meters tall. To give you a rough idea of size, I will show you. Once again, it's not happened today so far, but my computer is experiencing blue screen of death for absolutely no reason. We've done a whole bunch of stuff. Don't throw out any more ways I can try and fix it. I've ordered a new computer, but if I do randomly just go offline, I still have 1 hour left of streaming, or well, 50 minutes. So if I do randomly go off, hold on for about 3 minutes and I'll be back online. Just want to warn you all, I could just randomly shut right off. But catch you next time. Yes, happy new year to you, Axie Player 1. I hope you have a good new year. So I'm going to show you what a 1x1 bit of land looks like. I'm going to call this like tester 1. We're going to do it empty. So this is a 1x1. So this doesn't even let you go up to a 32x32. It lets you go up to a 4x4. Now, a small estate is a 3x3. We're just going to do a 1x1. Right, so give you an idea. This is a 1x1 bit of land. You can, in fact, dig down into the ground. You can, this is what I've been doing with mine, is I cut out a huge bit of land down below, and this is where you can build, like, if you've got bits where you want to teleport inside buildings, you can build that in here, you know, put in whatever it is that you want to put in. Got like some buildings, that's huge. So making like a city in here, that is huge. They look far too big. I already know that's huge. There's a statue. Where's my festive? Here's some of the houses I made. So these are more of like the standard size houses you'll probably find. What's the finished one? That one. But you could build like a world up here. You can obviously build upwards as well. Oh gosh. The house. Festive fun at Pandas right there. Owned now by Kamiswaze, aka Alex. I put this in my inventory so I can still view it here. However, I won't be able to make a game and upload it to the metaverse because I don't own it. But I can at least view it here. Another house right there. This is like huge. Like a nice green wall back. Oh no! Oh wait, there we go. We just have to jump. Cute. But yeah, I mean, a 1x1 isn't obviously huge. But it does give you, like, the fact that you can build down in the ground will give you more depth that you can sort of do within it. I'm stuck in my box. My building is all over 32 space. How it will be in a 1x1 land. Oh, you mean 32 voxels? That's 1 meter. 32 voxels is 1 meter. That's the size of this. The size of this. That's 1 meter. I thought you were asking about like a 32 like bit of land. I also I thought like do any of the is the main Cyberkong 32 or is that 16? But yeah, this is 1 meter. 32 voxels is 1 meter. Just to give you an idea. Like this table right now, this table is 100 long. You just mean you've opened up the model box. You've gone like, and it's 32 by 32. Yeah, I mean that's the default dimensions for the models. You can build in that space. You can go all the way up to 256. Although I never really suggest building in a full size just because it is horrific with the lag. Like, I do not suggest it at all. It's horrible. This is why when I tell people how I build buildings is I do a more like flat pack. So I do like one wall, the other wall, put them together like that. It's like 1 by 1 by 1. No, it's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter. Yes, 1 meter by a 32 block is 1 meter. So it's 556 on the game maker. I mean, that's not big. Like this is 224 wide. Height wise, not too high. Where's my open? Not November. June? Nope. Why? Just. So this has lower height is 128. Just so I can keep up with the sizes, we're going to use a calculator. 128. And this one touches the floor, so we're going to go off of this one, not adding the extra one, plus 128. This is a tower, so I think I managed to go fairly high. We've got... yeah, this one touches the floor, so... plus 128. So far, this is 384. Cool. And then we've got this little addition. Is 20. And this is bent, so that 45. So I'm gonna say probably whoops. Plus 20 plus 35. Roughly 449, so let's divide that by 32. Yeah, it's about, this is about 14 meters tall, give or take. In different assets. Yeah, so the best way that I found, I used to make them all, like, everything all separate as a separate model, and then move everything to the animator. Now I just do everything in the animator. It's so much easier. So when you're in the animator, you just go to new VXM, and then you just make a new model. It just opens up the model, you make your model there, and it's all just there, rather than you having to import everything over. It just makes it so much easier. How you create a building like a big museum. I see it's laggy. Yeah, you would just separate absolutely everything. You could separate it. If you want to make a museum that you can enter, I usually suggest like just doing that with the blocks in the game maker, making it out of blocks like the Sandbox did with their NFT Institute. That was all built with blocks. That wasn't like an actual building, that was just built with blocks. But yeah, table's done. That took ages. Alright, next is a chair for this table. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just going to do separate chairs. So this is going to be super easy. Castle, room items, wood. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right, height, I want 5, I think. I've got a stone chair, I think. On there. Okay, so that was quite tall. Yeah, roughly 21. And if your object is not on animated one, you still use animator. Yeah. Yeah, because you need to rig it up. That's how you rig it up. You use the animator to set everything up. It doesn't need to be animated to use the animator. It's just where you go to set everything up. Also, you can do much like I did with this. Oh, wait, it's there. Good. I was really worried I hadn't saved it. Right. Much like I did with this. So all these are all separate little models. But we've got static animations. These don't move. There's no movement in these animations. But I've got like just cups on the table. We've got an empty table. We have food on the table. We've got the table full, so the bowls are all full of food. We then just have the static idle, so the plates are all empty, but the food's on the table. We have messy. So we've got all these static images, but they've all been rigged up together. So, yeah, so you can have things moved in different directions and stuff. This is where you get, like, your rotating, things like that. That's how you can make it look good. But also, so things like a chair, I used to just do on the model side. But we've been told, at least on the Creator Fund, that everything that we make needs to be moved over to the animator. So I don't know whether that was like a random thing we were told just at one point or if it's still true, but it's no harm in doing it. I wouldn't say the animator is the bridge between them. Like, I mean, you can still go on model and export from the model. Still export here. But it's just what I've been used to doing. I'll double check that because I definitely don't want to accidentally give people like the wrong info. So I'll make sure my info is 100% correct as to why we do it that way. Oh, this is like the same color as the table. That's going to be weird. Let's have... Yeah, slightly lighter in colorage. Have like a random little stain there. But one by one buying land is like, no, no. No, it's 96 meters lengthways, 96 meters depth, and then the height from the base floor to the very top that you can build up, you can build vertically, is 128 meters. So 96 meters, 128 meters, not 1,000 by 1. Can we unlock the leg armor template and add extra nodes to it? I believe you can. Give it a go. See if it works. You'll have to lock it back up. Oh, wait. Yeah, if you... Oh, wait. No, I don't think it'll class as equipment. Try, Jazz, if you do it, try doing it the old unlocking way with Notepad++ and locking it back up. But, I think if you do it like the new way people unlock, which I've shown people how to do that, where you open a new animator and just import the hierarchy over there, I think it will take away the fact that it's equipment. Yeah, animator's the best choice. Really didn't want to do too much with this chair. Right, oh, whoops, that needs to be centered. If you guys got any ideas for the chair, let me know. I just want a standard chair. So the reason I'm copying this and duplicating, placing 2 here, is because of this huge collision box. So what I'm going to do is, this is just going to be the back of the chair. So I'm going to delete everything from... Actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I need to actually delete the back. Yeah, what else when will I be live again? I will most likely be doing the Monday Sandbox stream on the official Sandbox channel on Monday. I think that's when I'm back. I don't want to do, like, maybe I could just do a design on it. Otherwise, on my own channel, probably Tuesday. Well, definitely Tuesday, not probably, definitely Tuesday. So Voxedit 32 is like 32 squares, which are 1 meter, so 18 squares. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so we have a weird design on the back. Let me know what you think. I think maybe, like, just have some, like, stains of red or something there. Nope, don't. Okay, pretty happy with that. Have a look. Okay, yes, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to copy this and call it back. I'm going to move the back to here. Looks completely the same, but what we're going to do is going to take this, take our erase tool, and we are going to delete everything that is here downwards. So it just leaves this back. Close the pivot. Close the trim the volumes up at the top here. We are not going to move the pivot because we don't want to have to move it back. And then we're going to go to the main bit of the chair. And we are now going to just delete back. So we're left with this. Trim the volumes. Also, don't move the pivot. And now we don't have any issue with collisions. We got this bit, so an avatar will be able to jump on this. And yes, there's a little bit in the corners right there, but I'm not too worried about that. So that is done. Hope I had a good Christmas. I mean, it was fine. I had food poison. I was very ill, so yeah, it wasn't fun. As which could use to decorate. I mean, yeah, you basically created like a doll's house. That's what you've created, John. John, you created a doll's house. Each asset like that. Anything that's going to cause a collision, yes. If it's not going to cause a collision, then no. So, what can I use as an example? Like that. Yeah, if I'm placing that in the world, I don't want the avatar just jumping on the box that's around it, because you got to remember it puts it in an invisible box. So if an avatar tries to jump on top of that and they're standing over the seat bit, they're going to be standing in the middle of nothing. So I try and do it for as much as I possibly can. So one that I didn't was for the Christmas asset. So on this one, I did not trim it down for the sofa. See, the sofa's got that big box around it. The reason I didn't do that is because this asset is in a huge room, which means I don't need to worry about that. Same as this Christmas tree. Don't need to worry about that being being separated. The table's fine. But yeah, this sofa's one of them where if it was just a normal sofa, yeah, I would do it. But yeah, for most things, trim volumes. Sandbox, yeah, you can test them on Sandbox. You just export them. You won't be able to have them approved or anything, but you can export them to your inventory. For sure, I have a video on that. Go check the video out. These as well, or just model them? Both. I do both. So I animated all of this, which Alex won this. This was put up for auction. So there's numerous animations here. So we got the present animation, got the ho-ho animation going on right here. Alex shaking the present. We then do just have an idle, so a static animation, sort of like a scene, and then the surprise. We've got to view it from like lots of different angles. And then we've got Alex in the box there. So yeah, I animated all of that. Can I find my assignments? Oh, I've got loads that I actually love. Yeah, where are you? Where did you go? Come back. Yeah, open Voxedit February 2P. We'll do the 2P one. I always do the UFO crane one. We'll do this one. So we've got this. So I animated all of this happening. Right there. Where is... Look, that's the TV. Where's the computer? May gaming PC. Right. So for this one, got a few things that happen. So the lights come on and then a little game plays. So I animated this whole game happening. We've got the screen right here, like a chat sort of thing happening. The lights come on near the start. Animations vary depending on how like one, it does sometimes depend on my mood as well. If I'm in a bad mood, then animations can take forever. The computer took me about 2 hours to get that everything animated the way I wanted it animated. The 2P machine, I was in a really good mood, so that took about an hour to do. The Christmas ones, those took a while because I was trying to get them right. Like, they took a long time. But yeah, a lot of the times it's just sometimes the models themselves can take a while. It really does vary. Right, so we've done our chair, we've done this. What else is on our list to get done? Probably there's the right. I'm gonna cross off tavern chairs. Go chairs for the goblins. I'm gonna cross those off. Right. Various small plants. We could probably do a few small plants. I don't understand why you separate the two surfaces of the chair. Okay, so when I made the chair was all one big asset, which means it had a collision box around the entire thing. I'll just chair 2. I'll just make a really small version of it so you get an idea. Okay, so we're making the chair. Okay. And we're gonna get the back of the chair going up. Okay, this isn't really a small version, but whatever. Right, there we go. Right, so we've got our chair. Okay, we're dead center. We've trimmed it so it's as small as it can possibly be. Now, when you trim volumes, it just makes the box that it's in go from the widest points. So when I go to here and I go chair 2, and I'll place chair 2 out, which is not a smaller version but a very large version, then you see this box that you see around it. You see there's this box right here. That is its collision box. That means when an avatar is playing, when you're playing in the game and the avatar goes to jump on top of it, that's the collision box. That's the border around it. So imagine it's in a glass box, like you can't see it. Okay, so if they jump on top of it, they aren't going to be jumping on top of this bit of the seat. They're going to be jumping up on top of this box. So I split it in half, so there isn't that happening. So we've just got the back. So if they jump onto this bit, they're on the back of the chair. And if they jump on this bit, they're actually on the seat of the chair. They're standing on it. So they're on that surface rather than being on top of this box, walking in the middle of the air. Do you understand why you do that now? Right, that's going down on videos. Thanks for the video idea. I'm gonna be so busy. It is yeah, it's just like a glass box. Right, what were we gonna make? Various small plants. Okay, animator, create new. Folder, plants and where did you go? Plants. So we have about, oh wait, I need to finish. It's been about an hour. Have I, not an hour, 2 hours. Yeah, I've been streaming 2 hours. You've had your lot, guys. No, I'm joking. We'll do a little bit more. All right, so I want to do kind of like a mushroom. That looks pretty all right. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna raise it up one, just so. Try to get this. It's gonna be small. This is like small, and then I think. Maybe like a yellow. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be eating this. Like, just like a couple of them, just slightly dull. There we go. Right, I'm pretty happy with that, so we're going to trim it. And set to floor. You will need to create everything. I do create everything. Control node. There's some things I'm not gonna create. Like there's, oh, whoops. I mean, there are base stuff that you can use. For sure. How small is this? I feel like this isn't too, it's probably alright size. New, stem. Go for this. Doop. Nice and simple. That's a good height. Fairly happy with that. Let's just have a little look. I also think I'm going to move the top to be on top of the stem. So all I've done here, let me just explain what I've done here. So off of the control node, I've now placed the stem as the child node from that. And then I've placed the top as a child node from the stem. So if I decide to tilt the stem sideways like that, the top will go with it. But I can move the top independently from the stem. I am gonna tilt it. And then I'm actually gonna duplicate this and call this stem 2. And we're gonna just rotate that this way. Come out to the side just slightly. A little bit. Side. That. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this top and call this top 2. Copy this stem, call that stem 2. Stem 2 is going to go down in height, and it's, oh, whoops, got that was on. Also going to go down to just 1 voxel there. And then top 2 is we're going to knock off side. Or maybe the templates might transfer over. Oh wait, sorry, when you transfer the Vox or the XR to animate, then do you need to recreate all the actions, or can you transfer the walking and running animations? So when you import the hierarchy over, they're all there. All those animations are there. You can edit them if you import the hierarchy over, but if you're creating like a brand new animation, then yeah, you do need to do it yourself. Okay, let's say a castle and also want to make it on a hill. I will create the hill too. No, I would suggest making the hill within Game Maker. That seems like what you would do in Game Maker. Personally, that's what I would do in Game Maker. Right, we're just gonna cut off. Yeah, cut off these side bits. Yep. And then okay, and let's make it a little bit more like that, I think. What do you want to make smaller on it? Alright, just give me a second and I will get to you. So we're going to do stem small. And off of the stem small, we're going to do top 2. Okay, could probably do with this going just down one more. I really do want it to be small. Okay, that's not quite small enough. So we just probably want to make it a little bit like that. I think probably be the easiest way to make this small. Might be alright. We'll just see how that goes. Let me just add, whoops. Add a few of these and I'll get to you guys in 1 second. Right, trim. Set to floor. Okay, I think as well, because it is a smaller one, we'll go for like a lighter purple. Gonna recolor the whole thing. There we go. I actually quite like that. Okay, this does need to be free tool. So yeah, 3699. What do you mean by smaller without destroying it? Like, what are you trying to do? I get that you're trying to make it smaller. Okay, but like, what kind of smaller are you going for? I'm actually pretty happy with that. So because this is now no longer centered, gotta try and get this centered as much as you can. I don't think you can. I mean, there are definitely you can reduce the amount of voxels, but that'll reduce the detail level. So I could, you know, go to this. I'm not gonna save it, but I could go to this and I can like decrease the size, like halve the size. So I could do that, but obviously that's like really ruined what it looks like. Save it. But like that's the only thing you could probably do. Try to change the dimension so you can halve it, or usually if it's a fairly simple shape, give me a second. Save this. model on this one. So let's say you've done. I'm just gonna do a fairly simple shape right now. So you've done something like this, okay, and you've built it up nice and tall, okay, and you've gone to add a little bit extra around the centers right here. I'm using the mirroring tool so it all goes on nicely. Okay, so you do something like that and you go like this, okay, and then you realize, okay, this isn't quite the shape I want it to be. So you want to change this dimension. You're like, okay, it needs to be smaller. You've realized it's too big. You need it to be smaller. So what I would do, select the erase tool, make sure you've got your mirrors on as long as the mirroring is perfectly centered, and use your face tool. And then this is the way I do it. So let's say you want to you only need to decrease it a little bit. You go from the smallest side first. So we're going to start on this layer right here. Let's pretend the top is fine. You're like, okay, the top's fine, but down here it's too much. So you just go 1, 1, 1, 1, and we go down to the next one, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and down to the bottom, 1, 1, 1, and 1. That is probably the best way to do it without destroying it, but that would only be for fairly simple things that you want to do. So yeah, if you want to reduce the size of it without destroying it, or you've got like a general idea, just always start with like where the smallest part is. If you're like, okay, this needs to go tiny, you're like, okay, gotta like knock it all in like that. Okay, we'll do that. So that's usually the easiest way. Just using the face tool and the erase to make it smaller. So doing that, make sure to trimming and setting back to floor. See a preview of my animation asset. So when you export it, sorry, one sec. I need to finish as well. So if you've done an animation, if you created the animation, you got your timeline down here, so you can watch your animation. This is no good because there's no actual moving animation. But for this one, you just press play and it will play all the way. Now, to make the animation actually work over in the Game Maker, please make sure all your keyframes end at the exact same time. So where the end of the animation is, that's where it needs to end. So make sure you do that. Even if there's no movement, you copy and paste and you put it there. Okay? It needs to all end there, otherwise you're going to have issues in the Game Maker. But let me just sort this and then we're going to be finishing for today. That's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 6. Perfect. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Right, that's perfectly sorted. I'm very happy with that. Okay, save, and now our plants are, little mushrooms are done, our clump of mushrooms. Three, 6, 9, 9. I did. That's how you press play in your timeline. That's how you can view it. Or if you want to see what it looks like in the game maker, you need to export to your inventory and go onto the game maker and put it there. If you want to know how to export it to your inventory, then watch my video on how to export assets to the Sandbox. I will. This is the last one I'm finding because I do need to finish. Oh, which one is it? Give me a second. Far too many videos on the Sandbox. There we go. There you go. What seems like a trippy asset? Oh, my mushrooms? My mushrooms seem trippy? I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I wanted something a little bit different. And I thought it would go really well in the forest. So we need those in the forest. Hey, graphic designer, hope you're doing good. I do need to finish. It is, my 2 hours are up and my headache is just starting to come back, which is a little bit annoying because the ibuprofen should definitely have made it last longer than this. Considering it's, when did I have it? I had it at like 6, 8, 9. Yeah, so I can't even take another one. It's only been 3 hours. Meant to last for like 8. Definitely not lasting for 8. Anyway, I'm gonna finish up. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Let me get my goodbye thing in. Oh. Right, guys. So, can you tell us about Voxedit sync to Magica Voxel, and sync from Magica Voxel? I can, not today. I'll probably make a separate video on that. I don't usually use Magica Voxel. In fact, I don't use it at all, but I know plenty of people that do. So, I could definitely talk through some of those points. But yeah, right now I need to get off the computer and turn this light off. It's like blaring into my retinas. I appreciate all you guys that have been here. Yes, sorry, there was no giveaway. What is Game Maker? You mean Sandbox Editor? No, I mean the Sandbox Game Maker, as in Sandbox Game Maker. Like, what I went into and showed you the world. That's the Game Maker. That's where you that's where you make games. There's 2 softwares you can't even see because I've come off the screen. Right. You'll have to wait until next time. Sorry, John, but you're gonna have to wait until next time. Appreciate you guys. I really hope you'll have a good New Year's Eve and New Year. And yeah, I will technically see you next year because I'm definitely not streaming tomorrow. So thank you ever so much, everybody that's been here. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section over on YouTube. And I do try to get back to everybody as soon as possible. As always, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the metaverse. Goodbye!